Well, some members of Congress believe gun-free school zones may not be as safe as they sound, and they're now aiming to change federal law. One America's John Hines has more on that from Washington.
A Kentucky congressman hopes to make schools safer by repealing the Gun-Free School Zones Act, eliminating the federal ban on guns in school zones, making it easier for state and local governments to set their own school firearms policies.
Now, right now, states can override the Federal Gun-Free School Zone Act, but the problem is it creates this patchwork of confusing laws where somebody could accidentally run afoul of the federal law. So I say let's repeal the Federal Gun-Free School Zone Act.
And that's what the Safe Schools Act, written by Kentucky Congressman Thomas Massie, would do. Congress passed the original Gun-Free School Zones Act in 1990. In 1995, the Supreme Court held the act was unconstitutional, which prompted Congress to amend it in 1996. The Supreme Court has not ruled on the amended act, but Massie believes it's proven ineffective in preventing any mass school shootings.
Well, there's some schools that have overridden the Federal Gun-Free School Zone Act, and they have trained and qualified teachers who can carry in those schools, and there hasn't been a mass shooting in any of those schools. In fact, many states have these programs. So what I'm trying to do is encourage more states to do that by repealing this bill, because 98% of mass shootings happen in gun-free zones. We know that as a fact.
A fact that is indeed borne out by research from the Crime Prevention Research Center, according to Research Center President Dr. John Lott.
The notion of gun-free zones is that if you simply ban guns from certain places, then bad guys won't go and do their attacks there. The problem is the exact opposite happens. And if you look at mass public shootings since 1950, virtually all of them have taken place in areas where people weren't allowed to defend themselves. You know, I suppose one way to think about this, if you were being stalked or threatened, would you put a sign in front of your home that said your home was a gun-free zone?
The original Gun-Free School Zones Act was introduced by Senator Joe Biden. The legislation is credited with some 200 people having been killed and some 300 wounded in school shootings during the period examined by Dr. Lott's research. John Hines, One America News, Washington.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.